Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets video. If you enjoy this video, you like daily Houston Rockets content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I saw a tweet. This is from Don Knock, and it was about Alperen Sengun making NBA history. And at first I kind of thought this tweet was a joke. I still think it is a joke in its own way, but still, regardless, I think it's cool that this is true. And then I also just want an excuse to talk a whole video about Alperen Sengun. But yeah, let's just get into the tweet here. So from Don Knock, Alperen Sengun is the youngest player in NBA history with 15, 6, 6, 3, and 1. So obviously, I think this tweet's a little bit out there, but you get the point. Alperen Sengun, at such a young age, he's only 19 years old, he is a hell of a basketball player, and I guess he technically made NBA history with that stat line last night. But let's take a look at his season statistics this year, because Alperen Sengun has been steadily improving. And then last night you saw Alfie get 23 minutes, or maybe it was 24 minutes, and you saw Christian Wood and Daniel Tice both start. So what I really enjoyed last night is that, us Rockets fans, even just like the NBA media who's been paying attention to the Rockets, they've been talking of, they've been not going at Stephen Silas, but hinting at the fact Stephen, you need to find more minutes for this 19-year-old stud. I know that we're asking a lot of these super young kids to do a lot, but they're ready. They're up for the challenge. They are literally up for the challenge. Alperen Sengun last year in the Turkish league won MVP at just 18 years old. So this guy is an absolute menace, absolute stud. The Oklahoma City Thunder, in a handful of years, I bet are going to go back and look at this and be like, oh man, I don't know why the hell we did not draft him, and we wanted more draft picks. That whole OKC is stressing me out. I would be very stressed if I was an OKC fan. Alperen Sengun in just 18 minutes per game. It's actually less than 18 minutes per game. He's averaging 9 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.1 steal, 0.7 blocks. His free throw percentage has been improving greatly. Last night he was 5 of 5 from the free throw line, but on the season he's shooting 71%. He's shooting 51% from the field, and then he's shooting 36% from downtown. And if you look at LP's per 36 stats, they're pretty eye-opening, 17 and 11. I can't quite remember exactly what it was, but it's impressive nonetheless, because keep in mind, as I just said, we're talking 17.9 minutes per game right now. And that's why I really liked last night. First off, we saw Daniel Tice, who probably should have finished the Milwaukee Bucks game, but we saw a starting lineup of two big men, and we also saw Alperen Sengun get 24 minutes last night. It's been slowly, really slowly increasing. And by really slowly, I mean some nights he'll play 2 more minutes than, his season average of 18. But as long as Alperen Sengun sees about 20 minutes per game, I'm usually content. I'm very content with Alperen Sengun playing. As long as he crosses that 20-minute mark, I'm usually pretty content, because I think by the end of the season we're going to be looking at probably 25 minutes per game. My hope is that Stephen Silas, I think it will be, it'll obviously be after, I guess it's not obvious, but I think he'll run a Christian Wood, Alperen Sengun lineup at some point to start, a starting lineup. I think that will end the season. That will be our starting / finishing closing lineup on the season. But that might take even to the All-Star break. Stephen Silas really, he's clearly in no rush. But some games, specifically that Milwaukee Bucks loss on Friday night, especially the closing minutes of that game, the last 5 or so or whatever, you should probably start, or you should probably have Alperen Sengun out in the lineup there. You have big teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, who, they're not even at full strength right now, but you got Bobby Portis down there, you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously, and then you just got a bunch of nice defenders like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. The Bucks are a hell of a basketball team. You want as much size, you want as much strength as you possibly can when you're going up against a team like that. When Giannis Antetokounmpo has 41 points and Christian Wood is looking like visibly scared to guard him or to even attack him on offense, when they get matched up on each other, it's like, all right, let's throw in Alperen Sengun, or at least let's throw in Daniel Theis. So I think Alperen Sengun, he's good. You know, you've been seeing the minutes increase, but I think it's all going to come full circle here in a handful of months. I just don't know exactly when it's going to be because, you know, to my surprise, Steven Silas is actually, you know, he changed, like he's changing stuff right now, and that's pretty surprising to me. Steven Silas, I thought, would be kind of like a stubborn old man and be like, you know, it's my way or the highway. We're not adapting. This is gonna work. It's just a matter of when it works. And then, you know, we saw Daniel Theis, the whole Rockets winning streak, like pretty much basically never play. And then last night he comes out, gets a start. So it's just, you know, he's changing the rotations, and which is, I guess, good, but you know, maybe not in the Daniel Theis factor. Daniel Theis, he'll probably never be out of the rotation. So that is why I think, I mean, there's a reason they picked him up in free agency. There's a reason they paid him money. So if you ask me, I don't think that Alperen Sengun will have like a breakout year this year. I mean, 9 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a steal, and almost a block per game on those numbers. You know, he should make an all-rookie team when it's all said and done, but I don't think, you know, I think what a lot of Rockets fans are kind of hoping for is that, like, when Alperen Sengun gets moved into the starting lineup this year, which we don't even know is going to happen. I mean, there's a very realistic chance that doesn't happen. I think people are expecting he's going to get like 35 minutes a night with Christian Wood there, and, you know, he's going to be going like, you know, 20, 15, and 8 like Nikola Jokic. This is a project player, and they're not necessarily in a rush. Even in the 2 starts that he got this year, I don't believe he touched over 25 minutes. So Alperen Sengun has been probably the better steals of the draft, 100%. I don't want to say the biggest steal of the draft because I don't think he's the biggest steal of the draft. I think it's a little too early to even tell who is the biggest steal of the draft, but he's definitely right up there. And like I said, OKC is definitely going to wish that they drafted him in a couple of years. So that's it for today, guys. Drop some comments down below on Alperen Sengun. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.